Hey, welcome back to True-Moto-Resto, and today I'm hoping I've got somebody coming that can put these decals on the ZX7. Alright, so the gentleman that's going to put these on for me is a local graphics guy. He did my Rossi bike decal for me. That was kind of tricky, and this one I buggered up royally last time. The one that goes on the tail there, this guy, kind of sits right up there. I buggered that up. I got this part on okay, and then as soon as I got to here, the whole thing just kind of wanted to curl up this way because of the shape, and to get it to curl down the convex. As soon as I started trying to ease it down with a bit of heat and whatever, it just wrinkled up, and I didn't use much heat. It was just the force of me pushing it down just made a complete balls of it. So I'm gonna let him put this one on, as well as I did get this one on last time, but there was a wrinkle in here, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to all this trouble restoring a bike to leave that on there looking like that. So I ordered a new one of those. This one as well needs to be put on, and then this one. So I think this one will be tricky, just because I don't know if you can see under there, but there's a bulge right here, which, you know, the decal has to go around it's like a football shaped bulge, and then there's another bulge here, but I think this one will be the tricky part. So no idea how he's going to do that. It's yeah, not going to be easy to do, I would imagine. So I'm hoping like heck he can do it. Otherwise I might be forced back to the paint booth to paint all these on, which I really don't want to have to do. And then once he gets those on, then I can stick the small piece on. The thing that's going to make this side difficult, probably not as difficult as the other side, but in actual fact, when I painted the blue here, I probably should have been up about another 5 to 7 millimeters here. I used the original paint line that I had, but my belief is that this had been repainted, and when they repainted it, well, this part I think was accurate. It kind of, the blue paint goes kind of halfway through that hole for the reflector. I think up here it was a little bit low. So unfortunately what that means is it just makes it slightly more difficult to get this aligned where it needs to be. That half a centimeter would have made a world of difference in making it easier to align that decal. So, you know, ideally I want that right up against here, which I don't think is going to be entirely possible, and I absolutely have to have this line covering the seam between the green and the blue, right? Like, it kind of has to be down like that. I don't want to be seeing any green between the decal and the blue. So that'll be and I think, yeah, that's just gonna make it difficult, especially there's so much contouring here. The challenge exists to kind of get it right here, and when you start to bend it down this section, it could get all, you know, misaligned and all that kind of nonsense. So I just decided that there was no way I was gonna, you know, waste another pile of money buying replacement decals only to make a mess of it again. So here we go. I am hoping that he's comfortable enough with letting me video him doing this. If he is, then you'll see it. If he isn't, that's okay. I'll show you what's done after it's finished. I think the other thing that makes some of these decals particularly challenging to apply is they're quite thin. And I imagine they're thin, I'm only guessing here, is because of the contouring that has to happen, and maybe that becomes next to impossible if the decal vinyl is too thick. So for instance, the material that's used on this or on that upper fairing decal is substantially thicker than this. So this one I actually put on yesterday because I had the other one. The first time I put it on, it was kind of down here in the wrong place, which is where it was when I got the bike. This is where it's supposed to be. But this material substantially thicker than this material. And so I can only assume that that's because it has to contour with all of these concave and convex surfaces, and if that was a very thick vinyl, it would just be nigh on impossible to do it, is my guess. But we'll see what my decal guy says when he gets here. You always put these on dry, I recall.
Yep. It's just easier.
Easy when you know what you're doing.
Yeah. True.
I also found that these ones were a little thinner than I was used to working with, and maybe that's just because they have to go over so many contours. I don't know.
It's weird that they didn't use wrap vinyl. I would have assumed that they would have used like more forgiving.
So what is this vinyl then?
This is just straight like sign vinyl, like just
Okay.
normal. Like sign vinyl has more stretch to it and a little more forgiving. A lot of the times it's not even really the vinyl that holds you back, it's this paper that's on top.
Yeah, yeah. Now the release tape, or whatever they call it?
Yeah. Pre-mask.
Pre-mask. Yeah, I was kind of wondering whether that kind of limits the ability of the vinyl to stretch and move.
It definitely does. And there's different level of quality of this stuff too.
Right. And what sort of tricks do you have to undertake to, like on that lower side there, where that bubble is in the fairing, on the other one, when we eventually get to that, what sort of tricks do you deal with on that?
I'm gonna probably take the pre-mask off of that one.
Oh yeah, okay.
And you kind of like pre-stretch it a little bit.
Oh okay.
And then you work it back in to the little bit of heat maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I have my. Oh yeah. I use a hairdryer, believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's heat guns are just a little too violent for me. Like you can really mess things up quickly and for no reason. Yeah. And a hairdryer is
I think I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A hairdryer is pretty forgiving and you can just hold it on it.
Yeah.
But see these wrinkles here?
Yeah.
If you just do that, it'll just wrinkle.
Yeah.
But you start working them out a little at a time.
Yeah.
Until you have, see now the vinyl needs to stretch to go in there.
Right.
So you can just
okay.
do that.
See, I think what I was doing is, I see you're kind of coming across it this way.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of going straight down.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of folded on me.
You got to move the wrinkle.
Yeah.
And you can turn it and make it go different directions if you need to. Do you want me to cut these little bolt holes out?
Oh, I can deal with those. No worries. Yeah.
There we go, one down. It's all how you start them too.
Yeah. I guess you start at the wrong place and you're snookered, eh?
Yeah. I just get you just to hold that off of it. We got green showing here. See that?
Yep.
Some green showing. So. Making you nervous?
Yeah. See, I have no, when I was playing with that front decal there, when I stretched the decal a little too much, and then all the pearl effect went all funky on me too.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't stretch it too much.
Do you need me to hold the front of that yet? Or
No, that's
you're okay where you are?
there now nicely.
Okay.
I kind of put like in the sticker a little bit, and you kind of go like this, and it'll work itself.
Oh, okay.
You're right on the line here. You don't see any green, but man, is it close.
That's all right. If I'd have known beforehand, I would have actually made that blue line a little higher up.
Yeah.
If I'd have realized how much more forgiving it would have made the process, but you know, you live and learn, eh?
Yeah. That's what I wanted. And these are thin decals.
They are. I say I expected them to be thicker, and then I thought, well, maybe they're thin just because they have to conform to these funky surfaces. Because the ones there just below that, the blue Japanese writing,
Yeah.
when I put those on there, are much thicker vinyl.
Yeah. That looks like it's printed and laminated.
Okay.
So it'd be white vinyl with that print on it,
Yeah. Okay.
and then a clear. See, doing these wet like this,
Yes.
you'd never, it would be falling off, and you'd be putting it back on, and
Right.
you're just better off just to work it a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand it could be intimidating.
To say the least. Well, after I messed up that other side, I thought, you know what? these things are not cheap.
No.
And it was, I mean, it's like $300 and change for the full kit.
Wow.
And just the three that how many did I mess up? 3 of them that I messed up. That was $150.
Wow.
So I thought, well, you know, I could be spending $150 for a long time every time I get it wrong, you know?
Yeah. A little bit of heat goes a long way sometimes.
Just softens the vinyl enough to let it conform a bit easier? Or?
Yeah. You might get there might be a little hump in this
Okay.
from moving the vinyl up.
Mhm.
If you want, I can trim it straight once we're done.
All right. It makes you wonder how they actually got all these done at the factory.
Well, some guy doing the same decal over and over for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, I guess.
You
So.
probably work out a trick to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, like a wrap vinyl, you go.
Right.
It's the difference is crazy.
Yeah, I'm surprised that some of the providers of the decals haven't moved to that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Is it
the
just-
technology's there.
Yeah. Do you produce that stuff?
I buy it by
Right.
the roll.
And then you can print on it.
You can print on it. You can cut shapes out of it, and you can do whatever you want. Okay.
What's that? So it's called wrap vinyl?
Yeah, it's meant for wrapping cars,
Right.
so it's very forgiving. You can actually like crumple it up into a little ball and then stretch it back out, put it back on your car.
Yeah, I've seen some guys on YouTube and whatnot using it. So. Again, you kind of work in an arc all the way out, eh?
Yeah, you want to like kind of just roll it like that.
Yeah.
actually exercised my skill this time.
I gotta keep your day interesting.
No kidding. Still gotta deal with this.
See, when you go home tonight and you have that well-earned beer, you can sit back and
Yeah, see, I earned this today.
yeah.
I'm not gonna knock this thing over again.
No, she's tied off. She's in a wheel chock as well. So.
Okay.
She's not going anywhere.
See, now I'm not trying to stretch the vinyl, I'm actually trying to shrink the vinyl.
Right. It's already stretched, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you said, with a little bit of a
It's gonna
lift,
need a trim,
trim, which is fine. Right on.
That's as far as I can go.
Cool.
There we go. In the sign business, we say, a blind guy would be glad to see it.
You know, it's, yeah, well, my dad's favorite saying was, a blind man on a galloping horse would be glad to see it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So I have to start. Like that. This is the important part. Okay, that gets you.
Yep. And right about there is where I ran into my trouble.
So see how it's bent up like this?
Yes.
You gotta flip it now.
My flipping skills didn't work.
stretch at all.
That's because of the pre-mask, or?
It's a combination of both. The vinyl isn't super forgiving, and the pre-mask is zero forgiving.
Right. This is where I got into trouble too. But it's well, I mean, I guess it's easy to lay it down on the flat part. It's always when it starts to bend and turn.
Yeah.
That one.
Different materials. They slide better.
Oh, I see. Okay.
These are replaceable, these little red things.
Oh, okay.
You just rip them off and put a new one on.
It's like a felt edge to it or something like that?
Yeah.
All right, so there is the decals installed. So that was pretty damn tricky. But it looks great. Adam did a fantastic job as usual. It's certainly the way that he had to keep finessing these decals and pulling them off and putting them back, and some of them, as you saw, he had to apply without the pre-mask on them just to get the decal to stretch enough and whatnot. But yeah, he did a great job. Really pleased. So happy. I got the reflectors on the lower fairing there. I haven't put the seat and anything back on yet because I have to pull the tank back off because I'm going to get the bike running a little bit more, and also I have to put on the new fuel pump and all of that kind of jazz. So so now it's just the finishing touches, getting it running the way I need to, making sure the new fuel system works okay, and then we'll be good to go. So yeah, there's the front. Looks good. There's a couple little bubbles here and there just to keep an eye on, but he said they should kind of work themselves out. If not, I can pop those and whatnot. But yeah, the as I said before, the one mistake that I made was the blue line here. Up to about there, it's in the right place, but up at the top, I actually have the blue paint line about a little less than a centimeter too low. If I'd have known ahead of time, I could have put that paint line in a slightly different place and it would have made a better fit for that Kawasaki decal. But I used what was there before as the paint line, and clearly it had been painted before and the paint line was not correct. So it's you know, no one's going to see it really. It's it looks great. I'm very, very pleased. It's a relief to have it done. It was definitely worthwhile having him come out to do that, and I'm really tempted to put that solo seat back on and the seat just to have a picture of it all kind of looking pretty here. But yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely. She's coming together. Happy days. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. There's lots more coming.